All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to set up for the next round our very own Brendan Levine taking it against
Esper Control.
Esper Control, losing to Control last week when he played in the PPTQ.
Yeah.
So
Redemption.
We have a redemption arc. But we also have Titan Shift v. Titan Shift, having Brendan on the feature match. The other gentleman, let me grab his deck list. This gentleman. What's the name again?
Ryan, I believe.
Brendan.
Looks like they're out.
Kevin's out.
He's also out. We're looking for Brian Perez.
Brian Perez?
Brian Perez.
Here he is. So let me check out Brian Perez's version. And let me gauge for the audience out there. He's playing an extra Wood Elves over Brendan, and he is playing Anger mainboard and Engineered Explosives mainboard.
Brendan has one main board. How many does Brian have?
One.
Okay.
What I'm not seeing, though, what if you had to guess?
Ooh. I don't know, man.
Prismatic Omen.
Oh, Prismatic Omen versus non-Prismatic Omen. Let's go.
So Brendan is technically a turn faster if he gets Prismatic Omen.
Yep.
Brendan is also top seeded.
So he gets to go first. Yeah.
In a deck where y'all are both generally trying to do the same thing. So
all right, let's bring that up right now.
Yeah. Wow.
All right, let them know they can start.
They know.
They know?
Yes,
All
they are
right.
more than aware. All right. So it looks like, sideboard-wise, Brian Perez is playing the Primal Command that I think Brendan cut. I wonder if that hedges the matchup any. He's playing Roast, which isn't going to do much here. Yeah, we'll assess sideboards more because let's see how the mirror.
Yeah, let's see how this plays out.
Yeah, all right. Whoa, Brian Perez throwing a card off the table. All right.
Much more measured from Brendan there.
Try to contain my excitement and not skew how I feel about this, but let's be honest.
We both know and like Brendan. So.
Yeah. And Brian seems like a cool guy. Of course, I've spoke with him a bit today, but
yeah, and he's been on stream already today.
This is long overdue for Brendan.
Yeah.
This is long overdue for Brendan.
This is the point where he lost last week.
This is the point where he lost last week. Not only that, but he's like we stated before, he's top forward every PPTQ he's ever been to, but he's not clutch first.
Yeah.
So we're gonna hope that he doesn't get lost in second here. Brendan's gonna lead off with the namesake card, Valakut. Whether you call it Valakut, Titan Shift, Valakut is really what we're looking at. Sheltered Thicket coming from Brian, which some of the other Escape Shift players were not playing today, such as Kevin.
It's forced into Steve for Brendan. I believe he has another Valakut in hand already.
Yeah, so he's curving right where he wants to be. And we have a Steve. The almost literal mirror.
Let's go.
Alright. Brendan's going to untap. Brendan's going to draw for turn.
I believe he finally found a Search for Tomorrow. He also has a Lightning Bolt in hand. Here comes a fetch.
So I already know, because Brendan's been waiting to do this, he gets to side in Sudden Shock against their Steve.
Ooh.
He's been waiting for this.
Not often you get to play the mirror in this matchup.
Yeah, he plays Sudden Shock, of course, for the Affinity matchup.
Right.
But, dude, Steve. You get the Sudden Shock there, Steve.
Yes.
Alright, Brendan's going to go grab a couple lands here. And he's off to the races. He is very much so off to the races. Alright. And Brendan's going to sack that Steve. The reason Brendan's at 18? Is it the...
He correct a fetch. So he's at 19.
19, okay.
Yep.
Man, numbers have been in front of my eyes all day. Brendan's off to the races here.
He is.
Let's see
he's running for that Valakut.
Yeah, let's see if Brian,
regardless of whether he draws Escape Shift.
Yeah, let's see if Brian can
Looks like we got some table math.
Absolutely. I've never been one to do the accountant's math on the table, but I do see a large majority of players that do it.
Yeah.
Alright, he's going to serve in for 1 here. That's going to put Brendan down to 18.
Which is technically where the Titan Shift player wants their opponent to be.
Okay. But Brendan does have Bolt.
Yes.
Alright. Do some math here. What else do we see in Brendan's hand? That's Scape Shift.
Okay.
Is that Scape Shift? We have a Summoner's Pact. So this is going to go grab Wood Elves.
Yeah, most likely.
Because he plays 2.
There's a Wood Elves. Now we're getting, I assume, either Stomping Ground or one of the Battle Lands.
Okay, Battle Land.
Okay.
We have Cinderglade. Brendan...
I respect his Wood Elf choice.
Brendan having Scape Shift, but if you look at his mana...
He does not have second green in play.
In play.
And he did fetch, so that would lead me to believe that he can get it.
Yeah, let's bolt Brian. Brian's going to go to 17. Alright.
That's a Prismatic Omen.
So that leads him into next turn game. And it's not going to be next turn game for Brian.
No. He has another Valakut in hand, which is a mountain. But he goes with the...
Oh, now...
Cinderglade.
This is this turn game.
Scape Shift.
Oh.
And with Brian at 17, yep, they scoop him up.
Oh my gosh, that's game 1. That's game 1. Try to contain my excitement. Okay, if you're Brian, what do you side in? Because I have a pretty good grip on what Brendan sides in the mirror, because he's been excited for it almost his whole life. Because he knows he's a turn faster.
Now let's
if
look
you're
at...
Brian, what do you need to do on the play here? Stop wiping. People keep wiping off our mats. I don't think that's us. We provided.
People have been
clean
playing on those mats all day. They've been getting them dirty. Is a Primal Command possible?
Primal Command's possible because it gains you life.
Yeah, you gain the 7, and you can also...
Look at Brendan. Brendan letting us know what he's sideboarding.
I respect it. Thanks, Brendan.
2 Sudden Shocks.
And a Tireless Tracker, I saw.
Yeah. Let's see what he's taking out. EE.
Yep.
Relic.
The Primal Command's other modes, besides gain 7, I believe that the Tuck mode on a non-creature permanent could be viable.
Yeah.
I mean...
Relic. Yeah, he's just siding out all of his flex spots.
Seems reasonable. I don't... Does either of them want Obstinate Baloths just because they
there's
pressure?
the possibility that you want Obstinate Baloth just to gain life the turn before your opponent goes off. But
correct,
I think Brendan
correct.
sided in 1. So Brendan's reviewing. Let's watch here. Okay, so we have Tireless Tracker, 1 Obstinate Baloth, Sudden Shock, Huntmaster of the Fells.
He does like that Huntmaster pick.
I am the one that told him to put that in there.
Yeah, he plays that over the 3-drop that you gain 1 life when a land comes into play.
Courser.
Yeah, Courser Crufix.
Because the Huntmaster can apply a bit more pressure, and if unanswered, we all know Huntmaster flips and gets insane.
Yeah, card is nutty.
It's a good flex spot in a lot of matchups. If I'm Brian here, I'm looking to side in possibly Tireless Tracker for the long game. There's the possibility too of Obstinate Veil Off, but Primal Command looks like the best bet here.
Yeah.
Just generally gaining life, if you can kind of stem the bleeding, as it were.
Yeah, it's pretty good in this matchup.
Which is why we saw Brendan siding an Obstinate Veil Off and a Huntmaster.
Yeah.
You have to gain a little bit of life, right?
Yeah, the Titan Shift generally can deal 18 at once. But if you can get to 24, they might not be able to kill you at all.
Brendan's Titan Shift can deal more if he has...
With Prismatic Omen, that is correct.
Prismatic Omen. Brian must have Brendan below 18.
Yeah.
So the burden of proof seems to be on Brian here, and especially since he's already down a game.
Though he does get to be on the play, which is a big deal in mirrors, generally.
Yeah, especially combo mirrors.
Yeah.
But, man, Brendan sticks a turn to Prismatic Omen. Maybe...
Strong play.
Do you think that Brian sides in Enchantment Hate? Does he have Enchantment Hate?
He is playing Nature's Claims.
Do you think you side those in?
I don't think I agree with playing Nature's Claim in that deck at all, considering you need your opponent to be at 18.
Brendan's hand is good. He has Huntmaster, Search for Tomorrow. A couple other ramp spells, and the lands he needs. We're off to the races here. Both players keeping, and they're both going to search for tomorrow on their first turn.
Yep, fetching a Search for Tomorrow. Let's see if he shocks. Nope, just gets Basic Forest.
Brendan draws the land for the turn. He is going to also suspend Search for Tomorrow.
Also fetching Basic.
All right. Brian's fetch land being a little prettier.
And Brendan's basic being a little prettier. I think we're on par.
Yeah. Telling Brendan I'll use my own. Power move. Power move. Watched two players at a tournament the other day. One was like, "Hey, if you want, you can come over here. I'm sitting over here." And then the other player's like, "No, you can come to me." And I was like, "Wow, power move."
Let's see, we got a tapped shock land from Brendan.
Brendan has a lot of lands. He needs to start drawing ramp or combo. All right.
There goes Steve.
Yeah, Brendan's telling him to shortcut. Brendan being a really nice guy, because obviously Brian could have forgot that, but he's been playing all day.
Yeah.
Brian's probably not going to forget that, odds are. He didn't forget the previous turn. Why would he this turn?
Yep, so he gets a second forest and then a mountain.
So Brendan winning game one is huge here, because if Brian gets this game, Brendan's on the play.
Yeah. He changes up his forest.
Brendan pointing out his forest.
Yep. He had to change from a non-foil to a foil basic. Reasonable decisions were made.
Yeah, you gotta stay on par. So we were actually talking earlier. I would have brought Scred Red to this tournament, not knowing the meta. I was talking about this yesterday.
Yeah, he did say, Chad did say he was planning on building it.
Yeah, and so this would have been a great top 8 to have Scred Red in.
Absolutely.
The Blood Moon's main board would have stole some games.
So many. And that's a Chandra, Torch of Defiance.
All right, so he's going to plus exile the top card. It's a land. Brendan's going to get shocked.
Now, is it a big deal that he just exiled the Valakut?
Not because he doesn't play Prismatic Omen, it's not.
Okay.
Because Prismatic Omen, you can deal like 47 some odd damage on multiple Valakuts, and it makes it more appealing to do that. Brian, as long as he's able to get the correct number, he's good.
Right, he's shooting for 2, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so as long as he's got 2 in his deck, he's fine.
Right. Brendan throwing that dice off to the side. Some vigorous magic. Brendan looking to probably play Huntmaster here. Kind of gets him out of this spot. All right,
there it is.
There's a card I haven't seen on coverage in a while.
It's been a long time since old Hunty was seeing play.
So what's going to happen for the Huntmaster?
Well, he comes into play, or
Chandra
flips.
possibly just kills it, but
Yes, but as of now, he just gains 2 life, gets a 2/2 wolf. Should Brian play no spells, it will flip into a 4/4.
yeah.
And
Brendan gets a bolt, right?
I believe so.
Is it bolt only a creature or player as well?
I think it might just be removal. We're gonna look it up. Let's see here. 2 damage to target opponent, 2 damage up to 1 target creature that player controls. So it's 2 and 2.
Okay.
And it flips into a 4/4.
So it like
So-
pseudo Searing Blazes.
Yes. And as that threatens lethal on Chandra. Without this Titan. Ooh.
Oof, 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 oof. Yeah, this is why exiling the Valakut was not an issue.
Right. Valakut and Mountain.
So now he's online. Any subsequent mountains are going to deal 6.
Is that only 4 mountains in play? He's 2 Valakuts and 4 mountains in play. And 2 basic forests. He is not online yet.
Not online yet, so we're still waiting. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
But he does have
Prime
a 6/6 trample.
He does, and he has a prime time.
Yes.
Oh, Hour of Promise. You want to look at that card real quick?
Yes, I do.
That is some spicy mainboard tech that Brendan's playing.
He's pretty proud of it, too.
Yeah, I have no clue what the card even does.
Our promise. We've got a 5-drop green sorcery. Search your library for up to 2 land cards, put them onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. Then if you control 3 or more deserts, create 2/2 black zombie creature tokens. Brendan described it to me. No one cares about that desert crap.
Yeah, you get to grab 2 of any lands, which is a big deal.
So he fetches 2 Valakuts of his own, with 4 mountains in play. But that's not enough.
Unless he has sustainability, but it doesn't look like from his hand that he does. It looks like lands. So they're both... Brendan's going to get 12 this turn.
On top of...
A trample.
Yeah. The trampling damage there from the prime time.
Absolutely.
Let's see. Alright. Primetime crashes. Triggers. That's 2 mountains coming in. Puts them up to 6 total with double Valakut. So that should be 12 damage on those 2 mountains.
Yeah. So it's going to deal 12 to Brendan, drop him down to 7. Brendan's got a block.
I believe he already had to block.
Yeah.
Brian hasn't played a land for turn, so if he still has a mountain in his hand...
That put Brendan down to 7, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's going to double block, take 2.
He had to do that in case there was a mountain in his opponent's hand.
Yeah. Let's see it. Farseek? Nope.
Yes.
Oh,
The Search for Tomorrow, yep.
Alright. We're going to game 3 with Brendan on the play.
And as we said before, the play is where you need to be for this matchup.
In combo, as long as you're generally drawing a decent hand.
Yes.
So no matter what, we have Escape Shift final.
We are going to have one player on Titan Shift in the final, for sure.
Titan Shift is it's funny. Brendan was telling me, I was talking about it yesterday, and we were talking about it on the stream, and I was like, man, it's really crept up in popularity. And he goes, don't talk about it. Because whenever you talk about combo doing well, they start banning pieces.
You are correct.
And he goes, so everyone needs to stop playing Titan Shift for a while. Let it disappear. Let the land hate disappear, you know?
Exactly.
Then you just take it to the next big tournament.
Now,
right?
Our other top 4 match, Infect versus Green-Red Tron.
Green-Red took it.
Green-Red took it.
Okay.
So, when I interviewed the Infect player earlier, this is exactly the matchup he wanted all day. Lightning bolts and slow.
Yep. Wow. So we may be having, unless he gets unlucky, we may be having Infect in the finals as well.
Yeah, but he considers the Titan Shift matchup maybe 50-50. Because while he does have to deal with red removal, the Valakut 3 damage effect is colorless. So pro-red from his Phyrexian Crusaders does nothing against the Valakut.
Yes. It is a colorless source of damage.
But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We haven't had a report of how that match went yet. And Brendan's on a mulligan, but
and
so is Brian.
Brian also is on a mulligan. Interesting. It's been a day of mulligans. Oh, wow. This is Scott's son. Just gotta say.
Yeah, Scott, we believe you.
I believe you. I've seen the test.
See, after you beat him round 1, Scott, he proceeded to top 4 the tournament. It's all because of you.
Where were you at?
Good job.
Where were you at, Scott? Missed you. Wanted some more ad nauseum on camera. Alright. Here we go. We actually have another modern tournament going on.
Yeah, our general Saturday night modern.
Yep. Some of the people actually staying out tonight that came out just to play some more modern. They both scried. Brendan's going to lead off with Cinderglade.
I believe there's a Prismatic Omen in Brendan's hand.
Deal.
There's a Steve.
Deal on the Prismatic Omen. It doesn't look like there is, though.
Oh,
Looks like Tireless Trackers, Steve, Escape Shift.
Match Steve for Steve. Go ahead and crack.
Tireless Tracker, Steve, Escape Shift. That's what I see.
Okay. A second Steve in Brendan's hand?
Yes.
Alright, that seems good.
So you can still not take an attack from the Steve by dedicating another board, and then they both just sack. Right?
But he's going to go ahead and go for the Tireless Tracker. Get his clue going.
Get his clue on.
Let's go. He's got a raging clue.
Clues for days.
Oh, is that a prime time? In Brendan's hand?
Clues.
Oh, yeah.
You mean in Brian's hand? Right?
No, I meant Brendan's.
Brendan.
See, Escape Ship Steve, something green.
Is it prime time?
And it looks big.
It does look like a prime time. I see the
Yeah, Escape Ship Steve and prime time.
prime time
for Brendan.
emerging through the background, as it were, being like,
No,
"What
I
up,
believe
everybody?"
I see Escape Shift in Brian's hand as well.
All right, let's see who goes faster. Brendan does have combo in hand. Tireless
And a
tracker.
tireless tracker from Brian.
Okay, so both trackers coming in,
And
both
some more
trackers making
clues.
clues. But Brendan, with the same plays, Brian's not doing much. Brendan's matching him beat for beat. Right?
They're just... He's a step ahead. They're doing the
Exactly.
exact same things, but Brendan's doing it the turn before him. Which is exactly where he wants to be.
All right, stomping grounds the draw. See how Brendan wants to sequence here. He told me he does get nervous. I told him he looks like he plays very calmly. Brendan's like, no, I am
Yeah.
heart pounding out of chest constantly.
Yeah, his hands don't shake as much as, like, say, someone like Scott.
Shout out Scott in the chat. Hashtag shaking Scott.
He's getting in with his tireless tracker there. I believe that's 3.
Yep. It's gonna be 4 once he cracks the clue.
All right.
So
And here
he's-
comes Steve.
So Brian's in range.
And with that Steve, Brendan's going to have Titan Mana next turn. And or just Escape Shift.
Right, because he has untapped mountain in hand.
Yeah. Plus Steve.
So as long as Brian stays within range, Brendan has combo next turn. Right? 7 lands?
Yeah.
Yep. God, this deck is so resilient.
And this is why you play out your Swiss rounds and get first seeded in the top 8. So you get to go first in the mirror.
Exactly. And that's really what's working out for Brendan. So the clue is going to trigger on the tireless tracker. And he's going to look to try to get Brendan in range, but it's not going to happen with the Steve. Brendan gets the block.
Yep. Just free.
Let's see what the play is here. It's going to be a Farseek. Never want to call it too early. But
It's looking like Brendan's going to take this one here.
Yeah. It is strongly looking like.
And there's a land for turn. Get another clue.
Unless there's an incorrect play here, Brendan. Much like islands that don't untap.
Chooses not to attack
Yeah.
with his tireless tracker.
Much like islands that do not untap, Brendan needs to not choke here.
Ha. Yes.
Alright, here we go.
Shuffle, cut, untap. Let's see the draw.
Just needs to sequence correctly. Prime time. It's not even necessary. He gets to go mountain.
Get a clue. Count to 7.
Unless Brian's playing some spicy packed tech. And he is not.
And Escape Shift. Is Brian going to make Brendan count his mountains? Still in deck?
I mean, I think you should. In any given situation, I'll always make them do it.
Yeah,
And he's going to.
I agree there.
Because there's always the chance in combo that your opponent does not combo correctly.
Yes.
Which is why I said Brendan needs to sequence correctly here. Brendan knows.
And the
That's-
handshake.
that's
Brendan
it.
Levine playing in the finals.
Absolutely.
Modern PPTQ.
All right, let's transition, and we should be getting the final round pretty soon, right?
Quite quickly, yeah. We're just going to take it off for just a second.
Yeah,
I'll be back in a few
we'll be
minutes,
back with-
and we'll talk to you about the final match as we find out what it is, see how the other one went. All right. Thanks, guys.